So it's finally update week. For the first time in a month, we can say we have substantial updates coming to the game on the way. Today, I want to dive a little deeper on specifics of what you'll need to know, from update timing to specific items to be aware of and what you should be doing ahead of Season 2 Reloaded, as well as a few other things. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below. Does Season 2 Reloaded look promising to you? Are you interested in any one particular item or items? Drop your thoughts, but if you enjoy the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay updated with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD related. And finally, check out my friends over at G Fuel for 30% off certain items like tubs of starfruit and peach rings, both great flavors and in my regular rotation personally, linked below if you're at all interested. But for now, let's talk about Season 2 Reloaded. So let's jump in with the launch time here. When can we actually jump in and start playing the new content for Season 2 Reloaded? Well, Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and DMZ's Season 2 Reloaded kicks off on 9 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday. That'll equate out to noon Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK, and 2 a.m. in Sydney, Australia. On screen is another few conversions for areas around the world, if at all interested, and if it helps you out a little further. That will be when the update itself actually goes out. Of course, we had the preview of Season 2 Reloaded, that being the blog post a couple of days ago, but we'll see the patch notes detailing everything that is listed specifically with that update as of a short period of time before 9 a.m. Pacific time. So as of recently, it's been a little closer to updates, for example, like 8 a.m. Pacific rather than like 7 or 6 a.m. or anything like that, where it's going to be close, but still gives you a little bit of lead time that you know exactly what's going to be happening with the update as you start to download it. Now, as for any preload and update information further, as of recording this, there is no preload that has been announced just yet. With Season 2, it was a preload by just a few hours, surprisingly the shortest that we had seen in a long while. So with no mention of it, I kind of wager that it's going to be the same situation here. And additionally, do note that updates like this are title updates, so it's going to require you to actually download data, and it's going to take a little bit more time depending on your bandwidth. It's not just something that will be a playlist update applied to the game where you have to restart the application or it kicks you out to the main menu. Instead, it is going to be something that you have to download, and if you're on PlayStation, that it's going to have to take time to copy as well. But that said, as for the content, we can kind of breeze over this, but we'll touch on a few more details that we didn't quite get around to beforehand that are of importance that you should definitely know. Multiplayer, of course, we know that we have that new 6v6 map, Himmelmatt Expo. We don't have any specifics on how it will actually play because for once, it's actually a brand new map that we haven't seen yet. No remake, no reimagination, nothing from the beta that's just being introduced here again. It looks a bit larger of a map, but as a result, it also looks like it could have viability for all styles of play. Certainly curious to see how it pans out, but that will be coming with the update. We have the new weapon of the Tempus Torrent marksman rifle. This is described as a hard-hitting DMR from the Tempus armament that offers versatility of the M4 platform and the velocity and impact of the 7.62 rounds. A patient hand and keen eye will result in on-target shots and quick kills. Now, we didn't quite go into too many specifics here with this, but some additional details that were laid out for this weapon is that it has a base of 20 rounds, but a fast fire rate, and the recoil pattern is a noticeable kick up and to the left. It's stated that you'll have the availability of some M4 attachments right out of the gate if you're ranked up in that platform already as well, and it's described as a typically 2-shot elim unless you can land a headshot through mid-range. Then it becomes a 1-shot, so definitely should be interesting, and it's already detailed how we'll be able to unlock this as well. 25 double kills with marksman rifles or via a store bundle. Now, that should be easy enough in regards to that challenge, especially if there's going to be something like a shoot the ship as a playlist, something smaller scale. Also, ground war is always a solid option here for those double kill opportunities just because there are more players on offer. But you also, one thing that was not mentioned, should be able to take it into DMZ and Expo with it, as the Season 2 update confirmed with other weapons that this isn't just a bug, but instead it is something that can kind of circumnavigate that challenge. So if you have a friend that completes this challenge, you don't quite want to take the time to jump in and do the double kills challenge for yourself, you can have them jump in a DMZ with you, drop the weapon, and you extract with it, and it should be just unlocked by default then. Now, we'll also see the new equipment of the Shuriken. That'll also be added as a new piece of lethal equipment, though notably stated that you can't use this in a custom loadout until after Season 2, which is certainly odd. Then we'll see the Path of the Ronin challenges refresh here. With the Season 2 Reloaded update, that challenge for the Path of Ronin will change everything and refresh to be a brand new challenge set and rewards, with the mastery no longer being that crossbow. So for those that do not have the crossbow, will it be something that goes away forever? No, don't worry there. If you don't have the time to complete the challenges to get it as of Season 2's launch here and before the Season 2 update, don't worry. Not only will there still be a bundle available in the shop, but the transition will also be there in regards to a new weapon challenge as well, just like every single weapon that is outside of its sort of launch window, I guess you could say. Just like how every Battle Pass weapon has a challenge after the presenting season. That challenge for the crossbow to organically unlock it will be to get 50 long shots with marksman rifles. kind of tedious, but also not too terribly hard. Or again, just like that Tempus Torrent, you can get someone who has it, drop into DMZ with it, and then exfil with it, and you should have it unlocked. But this challenge refresh is going to offer up new camos as overall rewards, which is definitely nice. I'm all for universal camos. If you haven't seen our Evolution of Warzone 3-year anniversary video the other day, firstly check that out. That was a passion project of mine, had a blast making it, and I think you guys might get a kick out of looking back at some of the history of Warzone. But we talked about how some events had that shift to universal camos as rewards in the last year, which I think is a massive win instead of having blueprints. Usable with any weapon, not just a specific config for a specific certain weapon. So nice to see that. Most of the challenges will be relating to headshots for certain weapon classes, then melees and launchers will be kills from behind and just overall kills respectively. We'll have new game modes of drop zone, all or nothing, one in the chamber, drop zone being to control that drop zone for kill streaks and match points. All or nothing, it'll start you out with a throwing knife and pistol with no ammo, killing players granting you perks, the first of which is scavenger so that you can gain ammo and use that pistol, and then it's a race to the first to 20 elims. One in the chamber then finally being, as the name suggests, something where you only have one shot in a pistol and 3 lives. It's a one shot to anywhere on the body, and a kill will refill that ammo, so you have more of one shot potential, and then from there it's just the most points to win. Finally, we have the new raid episode picking up where season 1's raid left off. Similar format, puzzle based and team based aspects, introducing new rewards at the end. Now what's different here with this as opposed to season 1 Reloaded's raid is that there's not going to be any raid assignment or any prerequisite to end up gaining entry. You don't have to do a challenge in multiplayer, don't have to do a challenge in Warzone, you can just simply jump in and play. However, the one thing that does still remain is that you will require a team of 3 to enter and jump into it. So just know that going in. That said, transitioning from the raid discussion, that's one of the big things that you should make sure you accomplish before the raid. If you have not played the first raid episode, one thing that may be important to you is to rank up your Spec Ops levels. So Spec Ops has 3 main kits, Assault, Medic, and Recon, each having their own tiers of progression, and certain tiers that you can end up getting additional abilities that can help you out. Now, of course, you can do the raids without any of these, but it will be a little tougher because at higher tiers, you of course have more abilities on offer and more ways to stay alive for longer. So can you do it without ranking up anything? Sure, but just definitely going to be tougher. Ranking up requires stars for completion levels of Spec Ops missions, so take a little bit of time if you guys want to do that, grind out a handful of them, or at least one kit if you're at all interested. But one thing that is curious is that if you didn't check out the blog's fine print here whenever we saw Season 2 Reloaded revealed the other day, there's also an almost new pay-to-win mechanic here, where in the new Raid Bundle Season 2, that'll come with a price skin, 2 weapon blueprints, and some other cosmetics, but it's also detailed that it comes with 10 stars for each Spec Ops kit available, which will also then be retroactively applicable for those who already own Raid Bundle Season 1. So in theory, you can end up getting 20 stars for each individual kit, which would in theory get you to at least tier 4 with those bundles. So like not immediately maxing you out, but it's certainly odd and circumnavigates kind of the purpose of playing Spec Ops for those raid rank ups. But anyways, that'll be available here as of Season 2 Reloaded. Then for additional content and events, we'll have a double XP event for PlayStation users starting on the 16th for 24 hours exclusively. Then on the 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, double XP, double weapon XP, and double battle pass XP will kick in for everyone. So that'll be going for the entire weekend here, celebrating the launch of Season 2 Reloaded. So if you guys want to rank up that new weapon of the Tempus Torrent, you need to rank up anything else in particular leading up to anything else, well, that's your time to do so. We'll also see the Warzone 3-year anniversary event sort of kick in here with this. With the 3-year anniversary happening a couple of days ago, we will see there will be free shop items for those players that'll check it out and redeem. No specifics mentioned beyond just a weapon blueprint, calling card, enlisted, and more items, but we'll see that detailed likely with the patch notes as well. Additionally, with Season 2 Reloaded, Modern Warfare 2 is going to have a free-to-play weekend. Starting on Thursday, so the 16th on the calendar, if you're a free-to-play user, you'll have the chance to jump in and play a handful of the Modern Warfare 2 offering. This type of thing happens regularly with larger seasonal updates. It's just kind of a marketing thing to try and get you to jump in and maybe purchase the full thing if you have not already. But you'll be able to jump in from the 16th to the 20th. Not everything will be available, but it'll be a handful of things on offer. Modes, you'll have Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint, Domination, Kill Confirmed, Gun Game, Infected, One in the Chamber, and All or Nothing. You'll have a handful of maps. In 6v6, you'll have Farm 18, Mercado, Shipment, Dome, and the new Himmelmatt Expo map. In Ground War, you'll have Santa Senya on Ground War and Invasion modes. And Spec Ops, you'll have Episode 1 available, which is kind of odd, kind of not. I guess they're trying to get you interested in the first chapter here and then to try and get you to buy the game as the second one, with that releasing here as of tomorrow's update. But again, this will all last from March 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific time until March 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you're a free-to-play user and you're interested, now's a good time to jump in. Shredder is coming as an operator. Not sure if we can classify that as an event, but it's a crossover we'll be seeing. Same thing with our St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if we'll see these items as an event overall, but more so bundles as well. But those are some additional content and items also offered here with the seasonal update. Now, as for some additional details, this is something that's just kind of recapping a little bit more fine print, some stuff that you might not be aware of going into it. But firstly, that Tempus Torrent marksman rifle, talking about it a little further. If you are someone that likes to go on camo challenge grinds, you're still chasing down Orion if you haven't completed it just yet, the Tempus Torrent will bring the total post-launch weaponry that we have on offer in Modern Warfare 2 to 9 weapons. The M13B, Chimera, Bass P, Victus XMR, ISO Hemlock, KV Broadside, Crossbow, Tempus Torrent, and the dual Kodachis. So that means of the base weapons, you need 52 to get gold, platinum, and then polyatomic for Orion, right? Well, that also means that you have 9 substitutes to work with that of those 52 weapons, if you don't like any of them in particular, you can trade them out for something else. Now, will you have to be conscious of that platinum requirement to unlock poly unless you skip weapon types entirely? Absolutely, but it's still very doable. Like, you can easily skip the entirety of the launchers category now, the melees even if you want to. I'd much rather prefer and recommend doing the rifles and maybe the Victus XMR to skip out on the launchers. The dual Kodachis can now be used in place of the Riot Shield and that 2-hit potential to claim the 2 melee weapons for platinum if you guys are so inclined to do that. So just know that with this update, you'll be getting another weapon that you can use as a substitution that can help you along your way in that grind to Orion camo. Now, we also talked about recently how there's going to be new weapon tuning, audio fixes, and other things like that. The KV Broadside and the Dragon's Breath rounds in particular have already been mentioned as being nerfed here, so we'll see additional weapon tuning to global weapon balancing across the board. That, again, being something detailed in the patch notes as of the update on Wednesday, just before. Audio fixes, again, going to have some submix fixes, as well as EQ adjustments for sand footsteps, and Warzone, we already know the bomb drone is going to be disabled, among many other changes here coming along with those patch notes and the update. So that said, from start to finish, that is everything you really need to know about Season 2 Reloaded and the update upcoming in just 2 days here at this point. So let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you check out my friends over at G Fuel. Use code Espresso to get 30% off your entire order on certain items. G Fuel's like my cup of coffee every day, so if you guys are at all interested in picking up something for yourself, either for the very first time or grabbing a restock of something, now is a great time to do so. But that's what we're gonna call it. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing on all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD related. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.